morning and welcome to Kantipur TV HD. You're watching Kantipur Yoga and આજको episodeमा चाहिँ we will be doing a spinal flow. Spinal flow is a movement of all the vertebrae of the spine. So your spine consists from all the way nape of the neck बाट चाहिँ tailbone सम्म, that is your spine. The spine helps you support तपाईको posture and body. So when the spine is weak, that doesn't mean the bone is weak. That means the muscles surrounding your spine have become weak and they do not have the strength because posture and spine like erect hold garnalai. So we will be practicing this spinal flow in 4 different ways. Now the spine looks like a very delicate brackets placed into one long column. So our spine will come in from your neck to the shoulders, which is called cervical. Then it will run down till your lumbar spine, which is the lower back, and down into the tailbone. So it's broken up into these 3 segments to make it more easy to understand our back. So when we do this asana practice, we will also move into Bhujang asana with a lot of cat and cow movements. So you can also visualize in your head, if you have been close to an ocean or a sea, you can visualize waves and how waves move. If you have seen a snake in the desert, you can visualize how a snake moves side to side. If you have seen sand and how fluid sand is, whatever shape it takes, we will also be practicing the same practice hamro in this flow. Now coming in towards the asana practice, everybody can practice this. Even if you are pregnant in the 3rd trimester, you can practice. If you have cervical spondylitis, sciatic pain, even better, you should try this because this helps relieve stress hamro backma, neck and shoulders the most. If you want to visualize another best way to understand hamro spine ko work and how it helps with our veins when we move, on the roads say hamle notice garcha, we have these poles. Now poles connect to other poles holding wires together. Those wires are our veins and the poles is our spine and the bracket. Hamro spine, let's say, the moment it pushes into a vein, that's when we have pain, stiffness, aches and shooting pains running through the body. You may also have headaches and little dysfunction of organs if the nerves start getting pressed by the vertebrae in your spine. So when you do this spinal flow, this will help relieve a lot of tension and a lot of pain and put the spine back in place. Now moving into the asana practice, we will come up first onto the tabletop. So moving first up, hamro tabletop ma chai knees below your hips and wrist below your shoulders. Wrist lai chai majjale we'll squeeze them outside and outward, grounding the palms down towards the floor. Elbows lai chai hyperextend nagarne, we will take it in and soften the elbows and shoulders. Ankles chai tala auncha, flat to the floor. But inhale garda mathi herne. Exhale garda, we will arch our pelvis in, push the floor away. Inhale garda pheri mathi. Exhale garda coming back in. Hamro shoulder blades extend garcha, so you want to push the floor away from you, arching the back in. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Now make sure you're using the pelvis and the tailbone to tuck in and go out in your cat and cow. But gently moving into the flow, we will take hamro guna chai halka pachadi to make space for our stomach and shoulders. Again, make sure your palms are well grounded onto the floor. But bistare we will arch the spine in. So nice hunchback, just the posture banaune. Gently move down in towards child's pose. Halfway ma matrai jane child's pose ma, so that hamro back can stretch out all the way into the front. Aba your hips will be pushing down towards your heels and your palms will be pulling you agadi towards the front. You will hold that there, breathe through. Aba whenever you're ready, tapakai pace ma inhale garda bistare agadi aune, slowly arching the spine in. Now once you have reached hamro wrist ko utapati, we will gently arch the back and come back in again. So the movement will look like coming forward in a hunch, arching back, bending the elbows and going back. So you're forming a wave with the spine and then going back up again. This is called a spinal flow in your cat and your cow. Now whatever feels okay, हामी पछाडी भएको बेला चाहिँ we will slowly arch and come down. अब यहाँ चाहिँ to make it more strong, we will come down into a half chaturanga. Gently come up into your cobra. अब cobra गर्नु छ भने चाहिँ the cobra can look like many different things तपाईको body को हिसाबले. We can stay here. We can come down. This is baby cobra. You can hold the baby cobra here. तर flow मा गर्ने बेला चाहिँ you want to make sure your hands don't move more than it needs to. So this is also your baby cobra. You can gently come up over here, pushing your pelvis down in towards the mat. If you want upward facing dog, halka strong movement, you can come down, bring your toes together, push your ankles down towards the floor. As you inhale, you come up and also lift from your thighs and knees. So inhale garera bistarai mathi aउने. Take the legs up towards the upward facing dog. Push down. Gently bring the knees back down towards the floor as you gently come back into the child's pose. Now this movement is one spinal flow. Coming front and going back is one spinal flow. And then we will be moving back again into another one, which is into downward facing dog. So tabletop ko flow say, you remember the movement looks like this, coming forward, hunching and arching and coming back in, moving up into the tabletop, moving up into the downward facing dog. Downward facing dog mat say we will curl our toes up towards the downward dog. Gently let the hair fall down, slowly come back in, hold the downward facing dog. This is downward dog, Adho Mukha Sukhasana, hold the down dog. But down dog ma chai spinal flow garne bela chai you want to move more of your shoulders. So take the feet little bit down, loosen up the body etapatti chai. We will gently arch, come down in, bend the knees and then push your hips back up. So this is the flow of the spine. Now whenever you're ready again, you can extend your feet halka wider. तपाईको lower back मा एकदम problem छ भने चाहिँ you can get the feet wider, side to side पनि move गर्न मिल्छ. If you sway your hips side to side, the stretch will run all the way up in towards your glute muscles also, so that means the butt cheeks. This will help you release tension over here. Now whenever you're ready, again moving into the second movement, slowly bend your knees, arch the back here, come back into a high plank position, gently bend, push the floor and hips go back up towards the ceiling. So the movement will come in, go down, slowly back up and hold. So jati khelnu man cha, you can play around in this asana, make it very strong, make it relaxing. Relaxing e banaunu cha भने चाहिँ we can always come down in towards our child's pose and relax over here. Catch your breath. So यहाँ relax गर्ने बेला चाहिँ we will be breathing in from your chest and belly. The reason we open up हाम्रो knees wider than our chest and shoulders is so that our belly can breathe in and out comfortably. यस्तो child's pose traditionally say we do it like this, यसरी. If you do this and you try to relax in this asana, the chest cannot push out and the belly cannot breathe. So we open up the knees to relax over here. Now this was the spinal flow in the downward facing dog. Moving in to the cobra. Whenever you're ready, we will gently come down in and drop down into the cobra. The cobra ma bhako bela chai we will make sure the glutes are relaxed, so that means your hips, you can give them a nice movement and chill out eta. Ankles dance flat down towards the floor. Take a nice deep breath in, feel your belly rise up and come back down. In this movement, say especially if you have spondylitis and cervical problems, this will really help you. So what we will do now is we'll bring our hands close to the chest or the sides of the chest. Now we will slowly come up into the cobra. Now अब चाहिँ spinal flow गर्दा बेला चाहिँ we will slowly push the chest down to the floor. Then your entire chest comes down, shoulders and then chin लाई चाहिँ भित्र tuck in गरेर तल लिएर आउने, slowly down to the floor, forehead जान्छ, touching the floor down. माथि आउने बेला चाहिँ we will slowly keep the head जहाँ छ त्यही, chin is tucked in, gently pushing the floor away, coming back up. यहाँ पुगिसकेपछि मात्रै we will take the neck up towards the ceiling and look upward. Now if you're struggling with spondylitis and cervical pain, make sure the shoulders are relaxed and open. And if you have spondylitis and cervical, avoid looking up. We will look in towards the front to keep the neck nice and relaxed. Gently coming back in, belly comes down first, then the chest. Slowly tuck in the head, then shoulders come down and forehead will relax back onto the floor. Take a nice deep inhale as you open back up and arch back out. Hold that there. If at some point you notice your lower back ma ekdam pain bhairachha कि त pinching feeling छ भने चाहिँ you will gently come back down. And when I say lower back pain, that means यतातिर ठ्याक्क मेरो fist भएको ठाउँमा चाहिँ if there is tightness, you can gently open up the feet nice and wide, then relax and come back in. Chin in towards the chest, coming back up, arching again. Now once you're comfortable with your own body and you like how you feel, we will add a little side to side movement. And whenever you're ready, you can come back down slowly again. If you're tired, you can stay over here and breathe. For 10 counts, you can breathe in, catch your breath. If you want to sip some water, you can sip some water, only a couple of sips. Stay here, breathe through. Whenever you're ready, we will come back up, downward facing dog. Curl the toes. So gently curl your toes. Lift the legs up. I would say there are two ways to come up into the downward facing dog. If you are a beginner and just practicing and you feel that core strength ekdam धेरै छैन भने चाहिँ you can come up onto your knees first, then come up into the downward dog. But if you feel very strong, you can come down in over here. Now you will need to watch my ankles, so keep focused. If you think you're feeling strong today and you want to stretch your and use your mobility and flexibility, use your ankle strength. Keep your ankles down flat to the floor. Gently inhale, come back up with the weight of your ankles. Slowly come up into your downward facing dog. Now to end the asana practice, we will gently relax. You can come into the child's pose or you can practice shavasana, whatever feels the most natural for you to do to end the flow and practice. And I hope today's asana practice you have enjoyed quite a lot. This can be done anywhere you want to practice. This can be done in bed before sleeping. This can be done in the morning to wake up your spine, especially before running, working out and practicing yoga. While you do your warm-up, you can practice these spinal flows. Okay, if there is a little tip and suggestion, what you need to do is if you are feeling mid back and upper back pain, you will do it in the tabletop. If you are pregnant, you will do it in the tabletop. But if you want to take it up further, then you can do downward facing dog. Avoid doing the cobra spinal flow if you are pregnant, because obviously reasons are you are staying on your tummy. If you are practicing the cobra with a few abdominal injuries, please consult a doctor before you put any pressure on your stomach. If you are recovering from an abdominal injury, ulcers, pain, any sort of discomfort like that, avoid doing the cobra. Try doing the tabletop and the downward dog instead. So yeah, tinta variations. So whoever wants to do whichever, you can try and practice. Just notice one thing: if you have shoulder injuries, you don't want to do the downward dog spine flow, you can do tabletop and cobra. If you are pregnant, you will avoid the downward dog and cobra. You will do the tabletop flow. Everybody else who has no injuries, is perfectly healthy and fine, can practice any 3 asana practices that you like. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed and your spine feels nice and awake. I hope you feel aware of how your body is moving, and this feels like a great start to your morning. I will see you again tomorrow with another brilliant episode and stretch, and I hope you have a nice day ahead. Thank you so much.